I've been asked to read out a statement on behalf of the Duke of Sussex and Lord Watson. In a monumental victory today, News UK have admitted that The Sun, the flagship title for Rupert Murdoch's UK media empire, has indeed engaged in illegal practices. This represents a vindication for the hundreds of other claimants who were strong-armed into settling without being able to get to the truth of what was done to them. After endless resistance, denials, and legal battles by newsgroup newspapers, including spending more than £1 billion in payouts and in legal costs, as well as paying off those in the know in order to prevent the full picture from coming out, News UK is finally held to account for its illegal actions and its blatant disregard for the law. It has also specifically admitted wrongdoing against Tom Watson and admitted unlawful acts by The Sun, as well as by the News of the World against Prince Harry. The truth that has now been exposed is that newsgroup newspapers unlawfully engaged more than 100 private investigators over at least 16 years on more than 35,000 occasions. This happened as much at The Sun as it did at the News of the World, with the knowledge of all the editors and executives going to the very top of the company. What's even worse is that in the wake of the 2006 arrest of a royal correspondent, there was an extensive conspiracy to cover up what had really been going on and who knew about it. Senior executives deliberately obstructed justice by deleting over 30 million emails, destroying backup tapes, and making false denials, all in the face of an ongoing police investigation. They then repeatedly lied under oath to cover their tracks, both in court and at the Leveson public inquiry. At her trial in 2014, Rebecca Brooks said, "When I was editor of The Sun, we ran a clean ship." Now, 10 years later, when she is CEO of the company, they now admit when she was editor of The Sun, they ran a criminal enterprise. Far from being relics of a distant past, many of those behind these unlawful practices remain firmly entrenched in senior positions today, both within News UK and other media outlets across the world, wielding editorial power and perpetuating the toxic culture in which they continue to thrive. It's perhaps no surprise that all of their senior executives and editors refused to turn up to court to give evidence. The failure of each of these key individuals to come and answer questions under oath spoke volumes in itself, but their collective silence is deafening. Today's result has been achieved only through the sheer resilience of Prince Harry and Tom Watson, whose willingness to take newsgroup newspapers to trial has led directly to this historic admission of unlawfulness at The Sun. It has only been by taking newsgroup not just to the steps of court, but inside the courtroom itself, that these claimants have finally managed to extract this historic admission of guilt. As a direct result of him taking a stand, Prince Harry and his immediate family have also had to repeatedly withstand aggressive and vengeful coverage since starting his claim over 5 years ago. This has created serious concerns for the security of him and his family. The rule of law must now run its full course. Prince Harry and Tom Watson join others in calling for the police and Parliament to investigate not only the unlawful activity now finally admitted, but the perjury and cover-ups along the way. It is clear now that this has occurred throughout this process, including through sworn evidence in inquiries and court hearings, in testimony to Parliament, and until today's final collapse of Newsgroup's defence. Today, the lies are laid bare. Today, the cover-ups are exposed, And today proves that no one stands above the law. The time for accountability has arrived. Thank you very much.
The palace has a history of swapping stories. So if I am a reporter and I come to the palace and I say, I've got this like pretty scandalous headline about William, the palace would swap out that story for a story about Harry. They'd say, I'm going to give you this story about Harry if you'll kill this William story. So this has been going on literally for 20 years or so. Harry has been a victim of this forever. We do know is that it's a PR strategy that the palace has done for decades. The palace absolutely has to paint Kate in the perfect light. And if that means running over Meghan Markle, to them, it's justified. Kate is going to be queen one day. So they're doing everything in their power to keep her innocent and pure.
I'm sorry, but in the year 2025, why do we still tolerate the farce that is the monarchy? Because if you haven't seen this clip of King Charles leaving a food bank in Scotland, watch it. It sums up everything wrong in this country. Bootlickers. Yeah, the billionaire King of England arriving to a food bank by helicopter and leaving by one as well. I'm interested to know what the thought process was here. He's visiting a place that people in desperate need of help go to so they can see Kate. A place that exists because people like the King of England and the upper classes create living conditions for the poor that require them. And yet he decided, in his infinite wisdom, that it was a good idea to arrive to a food bank by helicopter and show his tax-avoiding face there. It's grim beyond belief. The royal family cost the British taxpayer £510 million a year, money that would be better off literally anywhere else. For a country with a clear disdain for scroungers, why don't we direct our anger to the biggest ones in this country?
On addiction. Action on Addiction's MPAC programme to explore this issue. Place to Be offers delivers exceptional specialist counselling service in schools.
In this one small room, how multicultural it was. On a personal level, I feel so proud to live in a city that can have so much diversity. It's 12 countries represented in this one group of women is pretty outstanding.
Women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice, they need to feel empowered to use it, and people need to be encouraged to listen. And I think right now in the climate that we're seeing with so many campaigns, I mean, with Me Too and Time's Up, there is no better time than to really continue to shine a light on women feeling empowered and people really helping to support them, men included in that. I mean, it makes such a tremendous difference. So
with sort of Harry doing a lot with knife crime, but with a lot with homelessness, and for me with sort of addiction and things. And I just think being able to sort of come together to find some sort of common ground and be able to sort of draw ideas together and find a way forward, I think was really, really exciting.
Morning friends, happy Sunday. Last video from me today because quite frankly covering these royal leeches is absolutely exhausting. But before we start, creator credit time. Thank you, Lorraine King, over on X, for setting us up with this commentary and this lovely photo montage. Really appreciated. And it's reminding us all, if you want to visit a food bank, it's probably best if you arrive by helicopter. A tale of two lifestyle. Charles has access to unlimited resources, time and money. The people and the volunteers in the food bank he's visiting are the people that are most challenged by society. And the sheer backbone and the sheer gall and how far Charles is removed from real life is absolutely demonstrated by the way he arrives. I'm not going to listen to any, oh, it was more effective for security. I do not care. The cost of these leeches needs to be redeployed to the people who are most challenged by society to make society fairer. It's as simple as that. The royal family take, like Smog the Dragon. They want to sit on their billions, count it, and keep it for themselves. This temporary work stuff that they do makes no difference at all to the people that need society's appreciation and support. Comments are open, guys. As ever, let me know what you think.